Hey guys, hey, this is Robert Smith. I'm here in my living room and hopefully I got this video on the right angle so I don't get an error, so maybe that's good. So anyway, it's 2017, December the 31st, which is ending up the year with a bang tonight, midnight. I know some of you also in Australia, you've already started the first day. Those of you in Europe, I think you're now starting the first day. And here in Oklahoma, we still have a few hours left. I'm not sure what time it is. But the talk of this video is about weight loss. And most people don't realize that your current weight is a symptom, not a problem. It's a successful outcome. And the question is how did you put on the weight? How do you keep on the weight? And how would you like to lose the weight? Now, I don't know about you, I don't like to lose anything. So what I'd like to offer you is a way to get control. And first of all, understanding that your weight is a success, you're not a failure. Unfortunately, if you're one of those individuals, like many people have, they've already done every weight loss program. They took the drugs, they took the pill, they dieted, they tried every diet from cabbage soup to whatever it is that's out there to help lose weight, and they never lost the weight. Or they did lose some weight, and it's, like you can start a new program. It's called the Prison Weight Loss Program. Basically, we'll lock up in a cell, we'll limit your ability to get food, and while you're in there eating bread and water, you're going to lose weight. But the problem is when you get out of the prison cell or out off of your diet, you're going to go back to the problem. And the problem is not the weight. If weight was a problem, you lose it once, problem solved. Done, over with, free to live your new small self. But why are we overweight? Why do we stay on the weight? Why do we keep on the weight? And what is the real problem? And the truth is, the real problem has very little to do with food itself, has a lot to do with emotions, has a lot to do with emotional conditioning, has a lot to do with your own hypnosis around food. And of course, I have a weight loss program that talks about a lot of the key components that puts food on. And the number one key component is when I work with individuals and they come to see me, and all we're dealing with is their pains, their hurt, their stresses, their fears, their problems. And as we work on it several times, and then after weeks or so, they said, you know what, Robert, I've lost 30 pounds. I never tried a diet. I never talked about food. We never dealt with food. And they started losing weight because one of the most important things to understand that people will use the drug called food to escape, to numb, to deal with emotional issues. And they use it as a coping mechanism. Number one reason why people use food is to feel better, to escape, to numb the pain, to divert their attention. By the way, that's the same reason why people who do drugs, they do drugs because they want to feel better. They want to numb the pain. They want to escape. So one of the things that we will do in the system is build emotional intelligence. Secondly is address some of the other reasons why you put on weight. One of them is because when you're sitting at the dinner table, you were conditioned to eat a certain way, which means, like with my friend Randy, his dad knocked him from the table after Randy said, I don't like pork chops. And of course his dad said, listen, I work 40 hours a week, I put food on this table, I'll be damned if you're gonna reject, not eat what I put in front of you. So from then on, people now are trying to please their parents by eating everything on the table. Everything. So again, this is how the unconscious works. So, some people were, some people have weaned themselves off of different drugs. They went from heroin, cocaine, pot, to smoking, to Dr. Pepper, to eating chocolate, or even Kathy, who was again, her basic program came from drugs, alcohol, smoking, and she was drinking 2 to 4 liters a day of Dr. Pepper every day, and this was her addiction. And so by merely addressing the driving force behind addictions, which is foods give you love. Food protects you. Food is your family. Food is your comfort. Food is your emotional escape. And if you have no escape and no way to break the patterns, you're always going to be battling with food. You know, one of the biggest problems is that people have been conditioned to believe food loves you and you get love from food. The truth is, there is no love in food. There's none. You can look at the ingredients you love, you'll never find the word Love. And the reason why you have love for food is because you've been emotionally conditioned to think so. So now let's think about it. You decided you want to lose weight, and so you join the gym. You join the gym, you're going to work out. You're going to work out every day, you're going to jog and all this stuff. And then you join this diet. The diet says you can't have anything sweet. All right, now you're going to do without sweets. Now, all your life, you know, your mother gave you sweets, she loves you. Your grandmother gave you sweets, she loves you. And all of a sudden, you get a love fix from this sweets, and this diet says, no sweets. Now, here you are, since you've been emotionally conditioned, thinking sweets love you, you're going to try to lose weight. And as you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to avoid what conditioned and made you feel love. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to come off that diet, you're going to be like the Tasmanian devil, and you're going to eat everything in sight, especially the sweets, and you can't say no because there's no emotional intelligence here, and you haven't broken this link. Now, that's not the only one, but there are other ones. There are ones that like when I was raised up as a kid, you know, whoever ate the fastest got the most. And so you just woof it down. And so we love food so much, we want to taste it, but the food goes in our mouth so quick you didn't even have a chance to taste it, and you overeat, and so you hurt yourself. Or better yet, you've been a good boy, you've been a good girl, you deserve a treat. You've cleaned your plate, you get dessert. Or better yet, you go to the buffet, you'll never get this food again, you got to get your money's worth, stack it up high, and then you're feeling miserable because you've tortured yourself. This one lady, she said, you know, I can't go to buffets, it'll kill me. And I said, what do you mean it'll kill you? She said, well, I just can't stop eating. And come to find out, as a little girl growing up, the only time, I mean, they were very, very dirt poor, and they had church socials, and after church service, they'd have all this food, and they were like Tasmanian devils. They just eat, because, you know, they're never going to get this food again. It's like a treat. So now she has this eating program that keeps her fat. And then she has to avoid these places. So knowing how to break these simple little unconscious programming will clean your life up. It will change everything, and you will have a total different life. Your relationship with food will change. Your relationship with yourself will change. And then there's also other eating programs. You know, I call it scarf eating really fast, get your money's worth eating, I love you, I need love, lonely eating. There's the punishment eating. I say get your money's worth, or reward eating. And then of course, if you're too thin, you start to look too sexy. Then you may get abused again or raped again, or your friends won't like you anymore because you're too pretty and too skinny, or your husband will feel threatened because you're looking too good, or your wife. So there's all kinds of weirdness in and around food. And so just like someone had said here, she said, well, do you have a video that'll help me? And there's a lot of videos, and honestly, food is a drug. We use it like a drug. We use it to escape our feelings. We use it to avoid ourselves. We use it to feel loved, to be a part of the team. And I have an online course on how to lose weight without dieting, without exercise, how to gain personal control over your life. And so that's one of the things that we want you to do, is learn to be in control. And so I will have somebody, or maybe I can do it after I do this video, give you a link how to get control in your life. Because the truth is, once you learn how to change your emotions, change your reaction to food, change how you feel about food, everything about you starts to shift and change. And I think that's the key. Investing in yourself emotionally, investing in yourself physically. And I recommend going to the gym, I recommend exercising, I recommend all that, but not to lose weight. Because there's a lot of food there's a lot of people who don't exercise and are not overweight because they have a different relationship with themselves and a different relationship with food. And so, my point that I want to make here is learn how to like you, change your emotional relationships that you have with people who eat food, change your emotional relationship with people who use food, want to make you fat, keep you fat. Also, learn how to love you and like you and deal with your problems in a healthier way. So that's my spill on this, and I guarantee you, if you use what I teach, apply it in those areas, it will change your life. The deal is people use food as if it were a drug to escape and run from their personal problems. And it doesn't work. It actually just creates another problem in a different area. So we have a comment here. Let's see what this says. It says people just need to have more to do in their life than plan their whole life around food. Well, that's true. That's true. But the deal is that people they have, that's the only relationship. And by the way, this relationship was built from other relationships in and around food. And again, it's just weird in how our minds work. But you can also change that by merely changing what you do inside you. Learning emotional intelligence skills. So anyway, this is Robert Smith. What I recommend for you is we have an online weight loss course. Basically, it's my DVDs, me teaching you how to take control in changing this relationship with yourself, with food, with your relationships. And as you do that, your world starts to shift and change. I also recommend doing the level 1 online course, and that is you can change yourself. Both of these together will change your life. So love yourself, like yourself, and create a new you in 2018 by doing one thing, and that is changing yourself, changing what you do to yourself. And you know, a lot of people, they want to lose weight, and let me tell you, be honest with you, it starts when the food meets the mouth. Why are you eating? What drives you to eat? How do you know when it's time to stop? How do you know when you're hungry? And also change your coping skills. So anyway, that's Robert Smith. Talk to you later, guys. Peace. And we're done, I think.